Hi everyone, my name is Adam and I'm going to be presenting on p0f, my partner right on my family, and p0f is going to be our digital forensic team. So just here's a brief overview. p0f is an application, or rather it's a tool. Let me say it's a tool that is found on Linux and on Kali Linux. And this tool is used for information gathering, as you can see on the screen. It is used for gathering information, or rather it utilizes an array of sophisticated or purely passive traffic fingerprints. So it checks for fingerprints, it checks if it checks for information on a certain website, and it also checks for the network configurations, how fast the network is, and it can also identify the operating system and the software being used by the machine that you want to attack. And it can also measure the system uptime, the network backup, and the language preferences, and the load balancing, among other things. So it's basically a digital forensic tool, and it checks for things that I mentioned. So to add to that, it can be used to monitor, to routinely monitor the network by organization, and it can also be used to check unauthorized network connections in corporate environments. And let me get into it. So as we can see on the video, p0f is not installed, so we have to manually install it by going to the terminal here, sudo apt install. This is my password that I'm going to use. So p0f is downloading because it was not initially installed in Kali Linux, so we have to manually install it. Right? So let's see if we were successful. So on applications and information gathering, as you can see, p0f has been successfully installed. So it's requesting for my password. Now we can start. So as you can see, before we delve into p0f, we have various functionalities where the internet interface is concerned. You can listen onto the specified network interface. You can read the offline PCAP data from a given file. You can put the listening interface in miscast mode. You can list all the available interfaces, And in terms of the operating mode and output settings, you can also read the fingerprint database from file, and we can answer to API queries, we can name the unique socket, and we can fork into the background, among other things. So in order to get into p0f, we say sudo p0f, and as you can see, we have loaded 222 signatures, intercepting traffic with the ability to intercept traffic on default interface, default packet filter and configuration. So for now, we have put a start to p0f, but we are yet to start sniffing, or rather we are yet to start analyzing or attacking any website. So in order for p0f to really start working, we need to open our web browser and go to a certain location or a certain link and check the outputs that we get. So opening Mozilla Firefox. So this is my Mozilla, and it is opened onto the Kali Linux page. As you can see, already p0f is getting down to work. So the moment you open a web browser, as long as p0f has been launched, it will start work, and it will start capturing server, IP, port, the OS. In this case, the server is using Windows XP, distance, the client, the reason, the link, Ethernet or modem, among other things. So if I am to go to Google, the moment I type Google, you can see that information is already populating on p0f. Client, the uptime, everything is being captured on p0f. So I can even move on to, let's see. So I can even move on to this website, www.boundhackers.org. So the moment this www.hellbound.org. What is wrong with this? Alright. There's server maintenance on this web page side. So I think I'll look for another website, maybe one more website. Maybe I can try GitHub. So the moment we click on GitHub, p0f will start gathering information, capturing information from this site. Kind of servers being used, the OS, the links, server ID, among other things. So in order to put a stop to this, we just have to say Ctrl+C. As you can see, the shutdown was initiated by the user, and about 1,285 packets were processed by p0f in just that small amount of time. You can imagine if someone is to hack an organization, the amount of information they can gather in a split of a second, or rather within an hour, a lot of damage can be done, probably before they can be detected or anything. So it is quite a small but powerful tool. So in order to save all that we did, we have to go to the terminal first, and on the terminal I have to use sudo f in order to identify the terminal that we are using. So as you can see, the terminal we are using, yes, and it's there. So I just have to copy this and come with it here on this p0f platform, where I'm supposed to say so it's sudo p0f -i, and the terminal that we are using -0 /root. I want to save this information on the desktop. So Adams with text, select the text, and I'll press enter. So we are done. Maybe just to go through a little bit. This is just the things that we saw in the beginning. Printing fingerprint from the database, write information to the specified log file, answer to API queries, the name in Unix, etc. Before we conclude, let me run this command again. -0 Yes, minus or not -0. We made a mistake there. So we have reached the end of our